What's up, guys? This is Adam from esportsheaven.com, and I'm here with Mr. Street Fighter himself, Alex Valle. How are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. This is a great tournament for sure. So, obviously, you entered Street Fighter, some other games, I'm guessing. How did you do?
Uh, okay, so Street Fighter, I think I got like top 40. For KI, I didn't make it out of my pools. I got destroyed. And MKX, I was one away from top 32.
Okay. Now, I think everybody's been talking about your match with Bonchan. Let's talk a little bit about that. What was going through your mind, and before you even got into the match, how were you thinking it was going to turn out?
So, my match with Bonchan, that's actually the only match I prepared for. And when I saw that if I would have made it out of my pools, that was the next match I was going to play. I went out and found Flo. Everybody knows Ari, Flo. And I said, hey, can we have like a session? Because he plays Sagat as well. And we played for 2 hours straight before fighting Bonchan. And of course, I destroyed Flo. He didn't know how to deal with like the stuff that I learned. But I just pretty much practiced spacing and what the defensive tendencies are. And when it came to my match with Bonchan, I hovered on Ryu. Just to get the viewers like to think that I'm obviously going to pick Ryu because it's a better matchup than Hugo, right? Then I went to Evo Ryu because that's actually a much better match. But I don't practice Evo Ryu. And I went to Hugo, and as you saw from the match, it got progressively worse for Bonchan because he fell for everything I was going for. So, and I knew I was confident with it, but I was glad that those moments happened for everybody.
Yeah, it was definitely a very, very hype moment. Seeing you like that, it kind of reminds many of like the days when I guess you could say you were more dedicated as a competitor. Obviously, right now you've kind of taken a step back from that, given that you have leveled up. When would you say you decide like, hey, I'm going to take a step back from this whole me trying to be the best always, and maybe try to mentor and do stuff more for the community than I guess you could say for yourself?
When I started Level Up, 2009, I of course by default I was already better in my community, but the goal here was to train them to beat me, because the way I see it in tournaments now, I want to lose to people that outplay me. I don't want to lose to, mistakes, errors, and stuff like that. I want to play the best for a reason, and it's healthy for the community, and it's paying off right now. I mean, Southern California has represented in plenty of top 8 showcases. I mean, throughout many titles, and now like I'm at a point where I can play here and there to like train certain initiatives, but nowhere near as you said as being dedicated, because I think growing the scene has been my priority now for the past like 5 years.
So it wasn't so much you would say that there was like this singular moment where you're just like, you know what, no more. It wasn't like that I'm going to create Level Up, you know what I mean? There was nothing where just like I'm completely done with competition or anything like that?
No, not really, because it's just, somebody that has been around for the scene, I've done it all. There's nothing else for me to really prove. It's natural. After like you've won so many things, like what do top athletes do? Eventually, sometimes some of them turn to coaches. So that's pretty much, I've done that, and now I'm at the point where it's bigger than just training. It's throwing events, to get more accessibility to what we're all about.
That's interesting that you bring that up, because as you said, most athletes, once they're done, even the top ones, they always find a way to transition out and stay involved in the scene. But as always, you see the competition around you. Is there ever a moment where just like, maybe I should come back in for one more, something like that?
There's always Street Fighter 5. And I'm sure everybody wants to see me play Ryu and see what he can do in this version. I gave a taste of, this year that Hugo was the whole left field character for me to use. So, I mean, when Street Fighter 5 comes out, I may not use Ryu as my main. It could just be just that I can play him because he's my default, my regular character. But I may gravitate to any.
Have you played Street Fighter V, and what are your impressions of the game so far?
I've played Street Fighter V. Fantastic game. I can see that it does totally reward the player that's been working to get the hits. You know, like you're rushing somebody down and you're getting meter and you can finish them off. That's Street Fighter.
No. As soon as you said that, I just remember what you always said. You know, rush that stuff down. You know, of course. But you know, since you, as you said, it's definitely unique getting your perspective because you've been here for so long. So I'm sure that as soon as you play a new fighting game, you can automatically say like, oh, okay, this is like that game, or this is like that game. Did you get that feeling with Street Fighter V at all?
Yes, absolutely. It has some Alpha 3 CVS-esque stuff and a little bit of 3S. So those are games that I'm very familiar with. The footsies are closer. Yeah, it's a much closer neutral game than Street Fighter 4, for the way it is now at least. The fundamental game is much stronger, meaning like the poke game, and there's Bonchan over there. But you know, it's gonna be a rude awakening, but a blessing for people that actually want to outsmart their opponent. Versus, I have an Ultra, and now I have a possibility of coming back. The comeback mechanic is outsmarting the player with fundamental tools.
Right. Okay, so you know, now that I think we're a little bit done with talking about the player stuff. Now, as the leader of Level Up, you know, you guys aren't with Super Arcade anymore. Obviously, you know, you guys kind of went your separate ways. It is what it is. But now that has happened, what would you say is like your end goal? Because you guys are doing Wednesday night fights online right now. But what is the next goal for your company, and is there maybe an ultimate goal?
So yeah, Wednesday night fights is on the online platform. It's an untapped platform for just new people to come in. And when I started Wednesday night fights, it was for new people in my region to come in and play. Now I'm opening the doors for US, Canada, Mexico to play, and they're getting visibility. So that's just the starting point of getting more players connected. Next, we've added the Prelude event to SCR, because since there's no more LAN weeklies, I mean, I think it's just realistic for us to just throw one big event with some of the top games in preparation for EVO, which we had in June. And then leading to our next Prelude event that's coming up, we're going to be making an announcement really soon, which is going to be in August. And we're going to have some more games there. And SCR, of course, is coming in October 9th through the 11th, which will be the final CPT stop for Capcom Pro Tour stop for the US. It's going to be amazing. And next year, you know, we have got a lot coming in the pipeline as an events. So, I mean, without giving too much away, let's just say that Street Fighter V is coming. So we're back in training.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it already. I can't wait to hear those announcements. Oh, yeah. But you see, the thing about your company, Level Up, is it's not even always about the fighting game community. I know that you've done some streaming for Dota and things like that. The interaction between fighting game community and the esports hasn't always been the best for whatever reason, whether they're right or wrong. Having interacted in both and seen them both, what do you think each can learn from each other?
Well, I mean, when the fighting game community ever does a comparison, I think it's kind of an unfair comparison when they're looking at other genres, because you're watching like an RTS game and they're farming or they're building their units or whatnot, and that takes time, and the audience wants to hear the commentators or the casters to talk about what's going on. It's very important for them. They don't want to hear the hype yet until there's engagement, right? In the fighting game community, somebody lands that first hit, rah, right? You know, like, oh, that's hype, right? Yeah. And that's what keeps us going every like minute and a half, every 30 seconds. And that's why I think it's a kind of an unfair comparison. What they can learn is that, you know, just like watching sports, you know, boxing, you have a couple hits and you kind of feel what's going on. Then you got golf when you're just waiting for like the ball to get putted in the hole. You know, you don't really say anything, so it's kind of like you're watching a different game. You know, it's Um, just people have different tastes. Some people like multiple sports, multiple games. You know, just keep an open mind. Keep an open mind that people like things, and you never know. They may end up Street Fighter 5. They don't like Street Fighter 4. They might like Street Fighter 5. As long as you're not, an ass to them or their game, you can always leave that door open for them to come in at any time.
Okay. I don't really think I have any other questions for you, Alex. This is a wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much for your time. Are there any shout-outs you want to give or words you want to say to your fans? How can your fans follow you?
Oh, okay. You can follow me on Twitter. It was Alex Valle SF4. Our Twitch is Level Up Live, so twitch.tv/Level Up Live. Wednesday Night Fights Season 3 this year is on August 5th. So we're going to have an announcement too, because we just finished the last one, and the Evo winner actually got flown over here by that. So yeah, some cool stuff is going on, and thanks everybody for the support, and more stuff is coming out, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned to esportsheaven.com for more coverage of Evo 2015 and whatever Alex Valle is going to announce in the future. I'll see you guys.